I never planned revenge. I planned boundaries. But the night my stepmother smiled and told me she had given away my PlayStation, "You're too old for toys," something in my chest clicked like a locked door opening the wrong way. So remember this. If you hand out other people's things, don't be surprised when they hand out your life. This is how I stopped being polite and started being the owner. My mom died when I was 17, and for a long time after, our house felt like a museum that refused to close. Every mug still in its place, every sweater still folded, with the sleeves tucked under like she liked it. The citrus cleaner she swore by clinging to the air as if it could disinfect grief. My dad was a tall man who suddenly moved as if the floor might break under him. He shaved each morning. He made coffee. He went to work, but he wasn't there. Sometimes I would catch him standing in the hall like he'd walked into a room and forgotten what he was looking for. Only the thing he'd lost was a person, and the room was the rest of his life. That's when Grace made her entrance. She'd been my mom's nurse in the last months, always gentle, always knowing the exact volume of voice that made people want to tell her secrets. She'd call my dad to check in. First once a month, then twice. Then suddenly her name was a regular fixture on the caller ID, and there were small, careful visits that turned into long dinners. When she laughed, she tilted her head like she was listening to an echo. I was raised Scandinavian and old school about it. You don't tell your father whom to love. You don't even hint. But my gut was a drumline. I learned to keep my face quiet. They married 6 months after they started seeing each other. The wedding was tasteful, minimal, expensive in the way simple things can be when you do them in the right zip code. I shook her hand after and told her congratulations. She kissed my cheek and whispered, "Thank you for sharing him." I smiled because that's what we do when we're trying not to say anything we'll regret. A year later, Dad was coughing more, sleeping less, and forgetting little things he'd never forgotten in his life. The name of our street when he ordered a cab, where he left the car keys, the day of the week. Grief is corrosive. It eats quietly at the welds that hold a person together. One afternoon he called me to the den. The blinds were half closed, carving the room into bars of light. "What do you need to be set up in life?" he asked. "Nothing," I said, because I had a scholarship and pride. "I'm fine, Dad." He nodded like he believed me. He died a year later, not old, not young, just done. The will reading took place in a lawyer's office with dark wood and soft lamps designed to make sharp news feel gentle. Grace sat upright, hands folded, the picture of solemn dignity. I sat with my shoulders square, my phone in my pocket buzzing with texts I didn't read.